So, I have stayed silent for a long time for many reasons. For protecting whatever belief I had that this could be fixed or something like that. I have been silent to protect him also. I have been silent because I was scared to share. And I have most of all been silent because I didn't want to hurt my family and friends, because I know that it would hurt them to know that I had went through this. So I stayed silent for that reason only. Those reasons, many reasons, but yeah, let it be. Now I'm speaking up, and I'm never going to be quiet again. I'm never going to lie for someone else again when their behavior is the toxic one. And I am not going to be gaslighted anymore. And I hope that if I just help one person with this message, just one person is a little bit helped by this somehow, then, I would go through this pain over and over and over again if it can help one. The positive, optimistic me is telling me that even through all this pain and through all this suffering that has happened, both psychologically, emotionally, and then finally physically, that there is some beauty that comes out of everything, right? And the beauty for me is, first of all, to see how amazing people are, because I have the best friends and family in the entire universe. Really, the way that people have come through for me during this time has been insanely amazing. Like, people have come through so much, helped me so much, done everything for me so that I could survive this. It's amazing to see. I love it. And so even though I, in the beginning, kind of had lost a little bit of faith in humanity, it definitely came back tenfold, because the way that people have shown up for me and that have been my friends and my family and my support system, even some of you guys, I haven't been able to talk to because I'm too emotionally attached to you guys I can't even take it. I can't look into the eyes of my childhood friend after this. Like, I need some time because it's too painful. I can see the pain in their eyes, and then it hurts me also. So that's why I have distanced myself from some of the closest ones, because it's impossible for me. But anyway, to see how people have come through, to see how people have been totally helpful and so loyal and so amazing and I'm so moved and touched by the actions of people who has come through for me in the time where I needed it the most. And trust me, if I can give you that back anytime you need me, I'm there. Here's something that I've told my friends during this time, the ones that I've talked to, even to strangers that I've met, because I've met a lot of people that are going through the same. And I think that when you're going through something, you can see it in each other's eyes, even with a stranger in an airport, for example. So it's like, oh my God, I see your pain. Anyway, what I've said is, good people attract good people. The best people attract the best of people, but also the worst. Because for the best of people, they can recognize themselves in each other. We can see each other in the eyes, and we know, oh, this is good energy, this is good vibes. But we also become very lucrative to the worst of people, very attractive to the worst of people, because they want what they don't have and we have. They want our joy, our happiness, our security, our confidence, all of these things that they don't have. So they see you as an ATM of good vibes, kindness, care, love, all of these things. And that's why. By the way, guys, as I wrote in another post, apparently we were never married. For the first long time, like 6 months, I think, after our wedding, I thought we were married, because I did sign like some paper. And I just thought it was that, like, dumb of me, but I just thought it. And he held that information from me, but actually you have to go to the office after 30 days to confirm your marriage and sign some papers. And you have to bring your witness from the wedding, whoever that was. And that, in my case, was my lovely, beautiful bridesmaid. So we never did that, because the reason I found out that we weren't married was because he used it in an argument to me, saying that, just so you know, I won't go and like sign the paper. I'm not technically married to you, so I can do whatever I want. I can get any girl I want. Whatever. He was holding it against me like that. So I had to walk on eggshells. So yeah, he would use it against me like that. So every time I would say something that wasn't pleasing to his ears or whatever, anytime I wasn't perfect, he would use that and say, look, now I'm not going to go there and sign the paper, so we won't be married. And I'm like, I couldn't believe my ears. You kept that from me. And I couldn't believe my own stupidity for thinking that we were married. But obviously, we had a wedding. I signed some papers, initial papers and whatever. And I didn't know that you had to go back after 30 days with a witness. Like, what is that? I don't know the system, obviously. I trusted him in making sure, like letting me know. And he never mentioned that we weren't married. So guys, all of you lawyers and sweet people offering me help getting out of this legally, just so you know, I don't need to, because I'm not married. We were never married, apparently, which I was really sad about during the time. I was so sad that he was using that against me, saying every time any argument that he would say that, okay, then we're not married, then I can leave you anytime. And by the way, I mean, every bit of any argument was always I can't it's so scary because mostly it was frustration because of the fact that every time I would say something like, hey, listen, can we talk? Can we sit and look at each other in each other's eyes and like have a conversation? Can I tell you that something is hurting me? And can you for 1 second just have a little bit of empathy, or at least pretend like you care? Just pretend for 1 minute. Can you do that for me? And he said, I don't dwell in the past. I don't care about the past. And I'm like, wow, that makes sense now. Now that I think back, you've never asked me about like my childhood and how I grew up. Even when I went on a work trip to Bangkok, he never even asked me, how was your trip? Like nothing. And I didn't mention it. I actually waited for some time. I think I waited 2-3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe. And then I asked him, hey, by the way, I just went to 2 different countries. And you never asked me, how did it go? What did you do? What did you see? Who did you meet? What did you eat? You never asked me any question of how my trip was. And he's like, oh, I don't dwell in the past. I only care about the future. I'll ask about the next trip. Like, you don't even care. And I said, why don't you care? Like, do you really not care? I told him multiple times, I feel like you don't care if I'm dead or alive. I feel more alone with you than I do when I'm alone. I feel neglected. I feel like it doesn't matter to you if I'm dead or alive. And right now I feel like I want to die. And what he did was shrug his shoulders and roll his eyes as if my statements were just ridiculous. And so, wow. Many things happened. 1 month or like 1.5 months after we got married, I got poisoned by some bad water or whatever. I got really sick. Really sick. I was in the hospital both in Denmark and in India, in a different city, but only a 50-minute flight away. And he didn't bother to show up at the hospital when I was telling him I'm dying here. My mom flew in from 10,338 kilometers away, and you cannot even move here for a minute. So I was begging him 100 times, and he didn't show up. And he told his family something else, I think, as far as I remember. And I was there dying, and finally he came. Finally, he came after me begging and begging. And what did he do? He was sitting on the couch. I was in the hospital bed. He was next to my mom, texting some girl. Hey, sexy, you looking fire, whatever. Something like that. And I can find those messages too, because I wrote her. Anyway, I just wrote her, listen, this is really painful. Because I'm lying there in a hospital bed fighting for my life. And you're sitting next to my mom. Finally, after a long time of me being hospitalized, and finally you're there, you're sitting next to my mom, and this is 1 month or 1 month and a half, maximum 2, after we got married, and you supposedly married the love of your life, right? And you're sitting next to my mother and your dying wife, literally texting some girl, wow, like savage, heart smileys, heart eye smiley, when are you coming to India, all of this shit. And I caught him, and I was like, whoa. I just had a feeling. I don't know what happened to me, but I had a feeling of something was off. And in that moment, I literally just grabbed the phone and opened the first conversation, and literally it was right there. So whatever, These are all the things. And this is just the beginning. But this is the beginning of what started making me know, like, this is, he does not care about you. And so being in a relationship knowing that your partner doesn't really care about you, but you try to believe that they do because of the small little loving gestures that they do to try to cover up the fact that they don't give a shit about you. That is the crazy, creepy part. And he would study exactly what I liked, what I didn't like, and then he would be like, okay, now I'm changing again. Okay, now I'm changing again. Okay, look, I stopped saying this. Because there was, for example, one thing that annoyed me that he said from the beginning. He would always say, I know everything. I know everything. And I would tell him, listen, be a little bit humble. Like, no one knows everything. Are you kidding me? That is so arrogant to say. And he said after a month, look, have you noticed I stopped saying that? I said it doesn't matter if you still believe it. So anyway, sorry guys for this rant. There's so much to let out. But yes, he wrote me when I came out with all of this, like the day before yesterday or whatever, how long it's been. He said only 2-3 people know, we can still fix it. He thinks that people don't know, but people have known for the entirety of this time. People that I talked about, my friends that I've talked with, my family, my friends that I've talked with on every trip I've been on ever since he started doing these kind of emotional, psychological torture. Everyone has known, and I have witnesses all over the place. So even though he twists the story to fit his narrative, he will twist it so it looks like it was me who was crazy or whatever. He will probably say that I ran away or I did something. Yeah. Sure. It's fine, whatever. But just trust me. I have everyone all over the place activated, and everyone knows the truth. So it doesn't matter. By the way, with that whole hospital thing, where he didn't show up and then he shows up and does that, I said to him, if it was the other way around, if you were alone in my country without your family and friends and you get really sick, don't you think I would be by your side? If anything, if there is no flights, if there are no boats, if there are no cars, if there are no buses, if there are no trains, best believe you me that I will run to you until my feet bleed to stand by your side and support you, because that is what a partner does. And you couldn't be less bothered. God, guys, I'm just realizing something. That whole thing with keeping from me that we were never married, that's part of the control as well, because he's controlling the narrative. He's keeping that information from me up until the point where he can start using it against me. And so obviously, I was just thinking, why is it taking so long to get this Aadhaar card or whatever? It's a card that you get here and then you become like a citizen or whatever. And I just thought it's a longer process. I didn't know that we weren't married, you know? Of course I didn't. Of course I thought we were married. And so of course he held that information as a part of the control. Then he could throw it at my face when he needed to and use it as like a threat. But obviously you feel, wow. Yeah. Revelations and epiphanies all day.
I am very long-winded. I have recorded this like 3 times. I'm going to make it quick. All I want to say is I saw the thing. Gabe called me and he was like, did you see the thing? No, I didn't. I don't follow Rishi in his life anymore. He said he beat up his wife and he's claiming that she tried to attack him with a kitchen knife. I have no idea what happened, but let's put it this way. No, I got a lot of he never hit me. He never hit me. He was not a cheater or a wife beater when I knew him. The whole DM thing also, oh God, please. I don't want to go into that, but ask yourself this. If that was true, okay, even if it was true, we were dating long distance for 2 years before COVID allowed people to come back, or after COVID, India let people back in. So I broke up with him a few times before we got back together, and then we're on the show. Did I care if he had dated other people? No, that was just like torture, psychological torture. What do you want me to say after 12 hours of filming? Do you want me to say, okay, why did you do the DM thing. You will lose your mind. Do not go on reality TV. It is. I understand why people confess to crimes. I seriously do. I have no idea if he really hit her or whatever else. And, you know, I'm not defending him. I'm not defending her. I'm just saying, like, I'm so sorry if it came to that. Rishi, you did say that if I broke up with you, that you were not going to be the sweet person that you were. You promised me that if I did that, that was, you know, there were going to be repercussions. You were going to change. If that's how you changed, that is very unfortunate. So that's all I got to say. But I am going to try to do a live tomorrow. I am very long-winded.
Yeah, this has to be true. I never cease to be surprised, or like, for me, as a person, the kind of person that I am, it is unfathomable. I can't relate. I cannot relate to this behavior, to this. I just can't relate. You know what I mean? It's like it's so out of my. It's so far away from who I am and how I have been brought up that I can't believe how people can be like that. It's like so far from my reality. And trust me, girl, I could easily. I have so much. Oh my God, there's so much things I haven't even said yet. So many things I haven't even said yet. I could tell you about the fact that when we met, he kept me a secret for a bunch of time because he was trying to get on a show again, faking a relationship with one. I mean, come on, man. Oh my God, why was I so stupid? Oh, yeah, I was definitely blinded by whatever I thought was love. That's exactly, literally exactly it. Like, no, obviously, and I think this is like, it's so sick and so real. But I think that, yeah, obviously I was just blind and I was in love. I thought I was in love, at least. I don't know. I was, but I was in love with someone that never existed. So I was in love with what I was shown, with what I was presented with a person that never existed. It was just a mask. And so, yeah, obviously, people like us, we cannot understand this fucking shit. It's like absolutely insane. What? Like, what? Is there literally a 50-something-year-old woman right now trying to take my painful story and make it somehow her business? It's like, I don't even. I mean, I can't even know. I can't even understand. It's, for me, it's like unfathomable. And yeah, I would never, just so you know this, he actually tried to push me or force me into, he kept on saying he wanted to be a part of the show and some other, and he kept on saying that he already applied for us both to be on the show and blah, blah, blah. So he wanted to, like, be on the show. So yeah, like he kept on saying, like, I applied already for us to be on the show again and la 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 la. And I kept on saying to him, you know what happens when you, like, do these things? You deprive yourself of privacy, and, like, you invite the whole world into your private thing, and it never goes well. Like, it's not a good idea. It's not. Can we enjoy our twosomeness, like, in peace? Why do you have the need to invite the whole world into our private relationship? I don't understand.